Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 6th of December. My name's Philip Kingston.
And I'm Gary Pearce.
And Gary, just great to be here. Obviously we're going to talk about this fabulous
summer.
House in a moment, but summer. We've
Sizzles.
just had our first weekend of summer selling, and summer lovin' has no regrets, Gary.
That wasn't the words.
Isn't it?
No.
I thought summer lovin' has
no
me...
regrets.
No, okay.
Had me a blast.
Had me a blast. Anyway,
And we did have a blast.
I can never remember the words to songs, but all I can tell you...
Well, I love it, because one of the things that I love about your singing is that he doesn't need to remember words, because he just sings and makes his own words up as you go along.
I like tunes.
It just goes.
I like tunes,
But
but
you just
never,
make your own words
I can
up. It's
never remember
beautiful.
the
It's
words.
gorgeous.
But
Doesn't matter.
What I can tell you, Gary, words and songs aside, the first weekend of summer was
It was a sizzler.
It was a humdinger, Gary.
A humdinger, it was a sizzler, it was a rip snorter, Phil.
I've got to tell you, I am feeling so energised because as much as we had the most incredible weekend, as much as it was stinking hot on Sunday,
Wasn't it hot on
there was just a
Sunday?
buzz in the air. And normally, the market does tail off a little bit in December when buyers have got lethargy and fatigue.
Not this year, Phil.
But there's this buzz in the air.
And how about some of the crowds? We haven't talked about. How about the crowd at some of our auctions? There were massive numbers of people.
Unbelievable.
Anyway, let's get into the stats, Phil.
No, Gary, let's just keep talking generally because we're having so much fun.
No, we're not. 14 out of 16 is an 88% clearance rate.
88%, and of course to all of our Asian viewers, of which there are increasing numbers. In fact, this segment is now syndicated through 8,000 stations now in China.
And by the way, we've done a Donald Trump. We've actually syndicated in Taiwan as well.
Good point.
Yeah, we've done it. We've broken ranks. We don't care.
That's
it's the whole of
incredible
Asia.
in itself. But
it is.
88% clearance. Obviously, 8 is a very lucky number in the Asian culture.
So can we put the towers up now? 88% against the clearance rate across the industry of 74%. With no shame in that, Philip, either. Very, very good week.
Speaking of the Asian culture, Gary.
Yes, Philip.
I'm at the moment booking a holiday for April.
Yes.
And I'm thinking...
Where are you going to spend your 3 days, Phil?
I'm thinking about going to Beijing.
Yeah. Well, you've been there.
No, I haven't. I've been to Shanghai.
I want to go to
Shanghai twice.
I want to go there.
But I'm thinking about going to Beijing.
Yes.
So I went online and I checked weather Beijing in April.
-4?
No, it's actually quite pleasant. It's kind of a low of 12 and a maximum of 16, 17 degrees,
that's all right.
which I think is quite doable.
Yeah.
But what they did say was occasional sandstorm.
Yeah, well, the occasional
and apparently when a
sandstorms-
sandstorm hits Beijing...
I want to see that.
It's just...
But that would be good.
Well, it's
That would
just a
be
complete
interesting.
whiteout.
Be interesting, wouldn't it?
Imagine I go all the way to Beijing for a holiday and it's just a sandstorm.
It could be like an adventure trip. You just take a car and go for a drive and see where you end up.
It's just my luck. I'll be on the Great Wall of China, but I won't know what wall I'm on because I can't see anything.
Exactly right. But my daughter was there in winter and it gets very cold. She was fell over in the snow and slid down the Great Wall of China.
Is that right? That's
very much a Pierce style, yes. And she had to wear the mask because it was very smoggy that day.
That wasn't
as
her
well.
breath.
No, it wasn't her breath. Which doesn't have that be a breath issue, but
because bad breath is a peer thing, isn't it?
We're proud of our bad breath in our family.
That's back many generations.
That's not true.
In fact, speaking of many generations, I was reading today in the newspaper, because I'm still an old-fashioned guy, I like to read the paper.
You do.
And in the paper this morning, speaking of your origins, because you're of Austrian descent.
Yeah, das ist schön, das ist
And
true.
there's terrible things going on in Austria because they are about to elect a far-right nationalist
I was talking to a vendor about that just before. We thought that they were safe in terms of that, but scary things happening there in Austria. There you go, Phil.
So this is a bit of GPTV hits
Politics.
foreign correspondence.
Exactly right. Luckily,
I'd love
Philip,
to bring in all of this sorts of thing at the end of the year. I'm feeling so pumped and happy at the moment, Gary.
Luckily, our family made the move from Austria to Australia, Philip. It's just a couple of letters, but what a difference it makes.
It was a bit of a forced move, just for the record.
Yeah. Friendly exit, that one.
You'd reckon they would have learnt something, the Austrians, wouldn't you? And I don't mind paying out on Austria. I have been to Austria.
I have been there too.
I've been to Vienna.
Been there
and I've got to tell you
3 times, Phil.
It is a sad indictment on Austria and their population and their government. And I don't mind turning this into a political show.
No one watches it for that, though.
It's unbelievable to think that the clock the hands of time have moved back to where they possibly
the
were.
Cuckoo clock.
Yeah, possibly.
That's it.
Is this pre-1940 stuff revisiting the world?
But hey, if you want a good schnitzel and you want to go to a conditorei,
you know what?
get a nice strudel.
Best
Exactly
strudel
right.
and best schnitzel on the planet.
Right.
So I suppose, Gary, they can do whatever they like as long as they don't change the schnitzel recipe. They can basically knock themselves out.
When you do schnitzel and strudel as well as they do, you can just do anything.
Pretty much do whatever you like.
That's exactly right. Phil, let's keep moving on with Australia. Get off Austria and talk about our auction results, because there are many, but we're not going to go through them all, and don't say, go through them, because that's what you do.
Well, Gary, I'd be pleased to go through them all, because I personally did 6 auctions on Sunday and sold every one of them.
We're not talking about any of those. Let's go on to Saturday's auction, Philip, in Tyrone Street, because that went, there was a reserve there of 1.5.
Well, hang on. You've got to drill down into this sale, because that result, 1.5 as a reserve, and keep in mind, 1.5 is a fair reserve. What did it sell for?
It's a little bit more, Phil, $1,960,000. Well done to Adam Josky handling that sale.
Just incredible.
And Leo Samuel, a great auctioneer there, did an awesome job, Phil. But that one went through the roof. I was in May Street, Elwood, checking out the talents of Mr. Jeremy Rosens, who was there with Anthony Miravanchik, one of our delightful young recruits, Phil. Anyway, that one was sold well undisclosed, but there's another one for sale on the block if you're interested.
Hang on, it's
beautiful
sold
older style.
well undisclosed?
No.
Or it's sold well and the price is undisclosed?
The price is undisclosed. Phil, what's
your
not...
grammar is just shocking.
What's not undisclosed, we are not so good in grammar in Austria, but very good with the schnitzel, the schnitzel Gruben, Philip. 190 Canbrook Road, Philip. Now, that was a good auction. I did come and check you out, doing your thing there. Sold for $1,665,000, Philip.
And shout out to the purchasers that bought that property. Lovely, lovely people, and really good home for them, I think, Gary.
Very, very good home indeed. Philip, let's move on to Bambra Road on Sunday. We can't talk about the price, but what an incredible auction, Philip.
Well, come on, let's not talk about the price, but we can say that this sets a new benchmark in that part of Caulfield North, and certainly for Bambra Road. Staggeringly beautiful house and package of tennis court and swimming pool. Big crowd there, Gary. I reckon there would have been 150 people at that auction.
There would have been.
At least.
It was hard to get in.
And the exciting thing, viewers, is that whilst the price is undisclosed, we did have 4 buyers, all within 10% of each other.
And expectation was in excess of, I think, 3.3 or 3.4.
Correct.
And it sold for way
north. And once again, we do apologise, viewers, for the undisclosed.
Out of our hands.
Keep in mind that 150 people were at the auction. If each one of those people tell 20 people, which they would at least, that's a serious lot of people and a serious lot of disclosed selling prices.
266 Alma Road, Philip, that sold for $1,405,000.
Love that little semi-game.
It was a beauty, wasn't it?
Near the office.
Now, look, Phil, we've got some, before we get down to our review.
That's done for the weekend, is it? Okay.
Would you like me to go on more?
No, well, I do want to just focus on Spring Road for a moment.
Yes.
Because we've set a new benchmark
because it's undisclosed,
price. Undisclosed property, but we're going to put up a bit of footage up there on screen now.
Wow. Look at
Shout out to the vendors. Shout out to Michael Wold Architecture, who really did the most beautiful design for that property. But a shout out to those owners. They are the most delightful couple.
They are lovely people. And as the owner...
Aren't we lucky, if you think about this, Gary, how lucky are we to have each other, of course, but how lucky are we to have the best clients?
We do. Well, probably the best auction of the weekend, or one of the best ones, talking about over reserve, was in Edinburgh Avenue. And, again, the most delightful vendor, the price undisclosed, but just because you brought it up, I wasn't going to talk about it. But, the vendor of that said, look, I'm always happy with you guys. The third transaction we've had in, I think, the last 18 months or so. And they said, because we just tell you, you just go and do your thing. And I've got to say that, we're always respectful of every vendor's desires and how they want things done. But it's the jobs where we go out and just do it our way.
So
we get the
what
best
you're
results.
really saying as a message for
Let
GPTV,
us do
if
it
you
our
give
way.
us carte blanche, we will deliver you the result that you're looking for. When they stage manage us, Gary, or the vendor becomes the driver of the GPA bus, you're saying that it's more difficult.
Well, it's like the races, when you look at the race results.
Anything like the races.
Well, if you let me continue, too.
Do you have to bring in your filthy gambling habits?
It's the fourth biggest industry in Australia.
It might be the fourth biggest industry in Australia, but it is the major it's the number one. Actually, it's the number 2 area that you lose money. The number 1 is, of course, your wife's ridiculous shopping habits.
Thanks for that.
Do you know what? If you're ever, viewers, a little bit about us, a little bit of personal story about Gary. He lives in Glencoe Street in Caulfield North. I'm going to give it. I mean, everybody knows you live in Glencoe.
Right. Yes. What number Union Street?
I'm not going to give your address, your number away. But ladies and gentlemen, viewers,
very humble abode.
You can never get into Glencoe. The traffic in Glencoe of UPS trucks, toll delivery trucks, Australia Post.
That's true. There's no sleeping in there. I can tell you.
You cannot the doorbell's ringing in the morning. You cannot get into that street for delivery.
Take Garrell Street, it's a lot easier. Phil, before we get...
sorry, I interrupted you. You were going to talk about racing.
So, if Damien Oliver wins the Melbourne Cup, right?
If he
every
does.
time, or whoever wins.
He didn't win it this year.
No, he didn't win this year. But he
didn't win it last year.
No, well, maybe he did. Can't remember now. But can't remember. I've had a few losses since then.
Who won the Melbourne Cup last year? Even I know this.
Who won last year?
It was the female jockey.
Michelle Payne.
Yeah.
And the name of the horse?
I know nothing about racing.
The name of the horse?
I don't care about the name of the horse. Who gives a...
It was Pirates and Penzance.
Gives a pile of horse about the name of the horse.
You're swearing a lot these days. Anyway,
do you know why I swear a lot, Gary? Because
I can't get my message
because
across.
Swearing in Australia,
so
I believe,
tedious.
is part of the popular vernacular.
Yeah.
And if you want to sit around with your pretentious use of the English language, I am on Joe Average's. I'm kind of like.
Well, so Joe Average.
I'm kind of like Joe Everyman. That's why people come to our auctions, Gary, is
Joe
because they know that I am Joe Every Bloke.
Yeah, Joe Every Bloke. Yeah, right. So they say to Damien Oliver, he won the race because we just said you go and do what you want to do.
So this
that was my message. So the segue is that the ones that win the big races are where the trainers will say, you know what you're doing, you're on the horse, go and give it your best chance.
As opposed to saying to the jockey,
right this way, and the jockey gets off and says, oh well, I see them coming around the home turn, and I got that last run, and she came out, and I kicked clear. Anyway, it's another story.
I love your jockey impersonation. You know what you've got to work on over summit?
And the higher voice is the bigger the jockey, the higher voice.
Gary is a great...
sees them coming around the turn.
Gary is a great mimic of accents and voices and the fun and laughter we have in our sales meetings when he's taking off an accent.
You can't do it anymore.
And we always do it with respect. Yes. But what I want you to practice over summer is I want you to come back next year taking off an Austrian jockey.
Das ist sehr good. I see him coming around the turn and I give a little kick. Very good. A kleiner kick in the knackers and he go forward. And he goes schön to the line, very schnell, macht schnell to the line.
You can see it's the end of the year. This is just completely stupid.
We're not talking about this though. Phil, got some things to talk about. The Renowned Cinema. Yes, thank you very much to Nat. She got it right. Nat did get it right. She knows that the Renowned...
Is that my EA?
Not your EA, Nat. And she's wonderful, your EA. And her parents are watching, Phil. But
viewers, we used to have PAs, which are personal assistants. We now have EAs, which are executive assistants. And I think that much better describes Natalie, who is sensational. So if you happen to be watching the show, Nat, Merry Christmas.
However, Natalie is too young because she doesn't know about the Renowned Cinema, but the other Nat does. She got some tickets because, yes, it was, in fact, opposite Office Works, just near the corner of Car Street, Philip. That was a Renowned Cinema when I was a kid. When it closed. No, but I reckon I would have been...
Do you reckon you went there?
I did go there. I know I went there, but I reckon it would have closed in the 60s for sure, but I'll find out. If you know it closed, that's huge. Phil, also, some other bits and pieces that have come through. We've got the girls from the block. If you want to see an interview of the girls of the block, go on to our sister channel, the St Kilda Bayside Report, GPTV St Kilda, because some people have said to me, I hear you interviewed the girls again, but I've missed it. Well, it wasn't on this show, it was the original one. You can go back to episode 229, which has got the most hits, 1,500 or thereabouts, Phil. But if you go to the St Kilda Bayside Report, you can see a fun, great interview with Julia and Sasha from the block.
And stay tuned, viewers,
there's a good story coming.
We're going to major announcement for 2017, which may or may not be block related.
Phil, we've got something here from Joy, a Buyers Beware. She took us on, Joy. She said, look, are you going to tell me, this is a question, if you would do a segment about properties and getting inspection reports, is it ethical and with full conscience that a real estate agent can put a property on the market without disclosing if there are problems with a house? And we'd love to discuss some real things.
It is a great... What was this viewer's name?
Joy.
Okay, Joy. This is an incredibly good question.
We want you to jump for Joy.
Viewers, one of the things that it always amazes us, obviously buying a house or an apartment or property is the greatest investment most people will make in their entire lifetime.
I'm scared that you're going to answer this the right way.
I'm not.
Yeah, go on.
So it's most people's major acquisition.
Yes.
But I reckon we get a architect's inspection service or a builder's report done for less than 10% of the properties that we sell. So
and it's good business to do it, isn't it?
Less than 10% of people are getting a builder or architect's report done. Now, if you think about that, that's pretty amazing.
Yes.
Having said that, viewers, and specifically Joy, the amount of problems that we hear about after a transaction are very low.
I've got to say to you.
So I think that seeing is what you see is what you get.
And we don't always know. In fact, we don't usually know if there's problems with the home because the vendors don't tell us. And we would say to people, do your own inquiry. It's very different in America, where you have to warrant the condition of a home.
But hang on a second, is it ethical or legal? So it's caveat or emptor. Caveat emptor, which means the buyer beware. So,
but if somebody asks us a question,
if we know, so for example, if we know a house has got termites, let's just say the vendor said to us, by the way, you'd better sell this house quickly, otherwise the termites will have eaten it by next Tuesday.
Right. Don't stand there because your foot will go missing.
So we've now got the knowledge of this.
Yes.
If a buyer says to us, do you know whether this property's got termites?
We have to answer.
We have to answer with the knowledge that we have. In that case, we would say, yes, it does have termites. Having said that, I'm going to finish here, Gary. If it did have termites, but we didn't know about it, and a buyer said, does it have termites? We're able to say then, not to the best of our knowledge.
But there's other cases, there's controversial cases where there was a ghost in a house, and then some people bought it and were suspicious and got out of the contract, and the agent didn't tell them. So there are different situations.
What about the sale in Sydney?
Oh yes, where there was a murder.
Where not a murder, Gary, an entire family was murdered there. So I think 5 people were murdered in this house.
Yes.
The agent didn't disclose because no one said to the agent, "Oh, excuse me, Mr. Agent, do you know whether anybody's been murdered in this house?"
Let me cut you off right there, Phil.
Okay.
Because we did sell the house in North Road where Mario Condello was murdered out the front.
Yes.
And there
what did we do in that case?
We disclosed it. We openly disclosed it. Right. Yeah. And in fact, the people that bought it were sort of like, almost a bit about it, which was a bit spooky. But they were very well aware of it. It was written up in the paper, and we disclosed it. So we did disclose it. That was an interesting situation.
We auctioned that in North Road.
We did, and a good house, and still sold well, and nothing's happened. Everyone's safe, but it did happen.
What's the chances of somebody being murdered in the same house twice?
Right. Although there was recently the sale of Mick Gatto, and that was quite a controversial sale as well.
Is that actually
did get sold, and there was all the issues about disclosure there as well, which I stay away from because I value my life too much to talk about it. But anyway,
having said that, I think it was very well known that it was Mick Gatto's house.
Oh, it wasn't kept a secret. Yeah. Anyway, Joy, I hope that's answered your question.
In fact, if you went into that house, because I did see, I think I saw it online, he's got the most amazing gymnasium, and in that gym is a whole boxing setup.
It is.
And there's photos everywhere around the room of Mick Gatto boxing.
Phil, I played golf on the golf course that backs onto.
Yes.
And someone said, the golf course, that's Mick Gatto's house. Now, I had a look at the house, and there's cameras everywhere. There's a bloke walking up and down.
Really?
So, So,
good to know.
So put it this way, I didn't hit my ball left that day. I hit it straight.
I wouldn't want to slice that ball,
the other
would
way.
you?
Phil, let's talk about auctions this weekend. We're going on for too long.
Yep.
Babbling we are.
How many auctions this weekend, Gary?
22 auctions over 11 suburbs. Can we review them very quickly?
22 auctions. Let's get into it.
And we've got to talk about this house because I love this house. Anyway, let's start off in Moorobark, Phil. We are the Moorobark specialists. We're going to be in Bryce Avenue, Moorobark. We're selling this shop, Simon Radolnik. Selling this shop on Wednesday, going up at 1:30 p.m. Phil, looking forward to that one, going to the market. And that one seems to be selling on a very big return.
Good little investment there. Ring Simon Radolnik for any questions that you might have on that property.
Phil, loving this block of flats, Orong Road, Elstonwick. How hard is it to buy a block of apartments today?
Gary, it's exceedingly difficult, and every one that we do sell is one less to the marketplace. And this is in Orong Road, Elstonwick. What a great block. A builder's own development where there is a large apartment at the front. A really good property.
Thursday, 2 o'clock, looking forward to it. Philip, we start off on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Where you're going to be doing an auction in North Melbourne. Go the mighty North Melbourne Kangaroos. Tell us about this property, Phil.
Gary, picture perfect facade, picture postcard perfect facade, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, off-street car parking. A gorgeous property in North Melbourne, one of Melbourne's hottest suburbs.
I'm sorry I can't join you there. I'm going to be in Caulfield North in our neighbourhood there, Phil, at 374 Dandenong Road. Take us through this one. 2
bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, walking distance to the Alma Village. So great for first home buyers, second home buyers, or particularly investors because it's well positioned.
Leor starts off in Mullane Street on 10:30. This is a great looking property, Philip.
And Mullane Street's a great address, Gary. Walking distance to the train station, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. That is a really good entry into the market.
Triple auction action at 11:30 a.m. Saturday, Philip, in Fisher Street. We talked about Fisher and Pakel. We actually have 2 people that work together called Fisher and Pakel, interestingly, in the same team. Anyway, this one is in Fisher Street, Philip. This is a fantastic property, great apartment. Looks terrific, wonderful location. Looking forward to auctioning that one. And Graham Callan's been handling it.
2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. It's a ripper.
11:30, we're on Griffith Street in Caulfield South. Philip Leor does that auction. Take us through this great looking property.
Well, what a great town residence. 4 bedrooms, which is always hard to find. 2.5 bathrooms. Double lock-up garage, which is a real bonus in a town residence. So that is a terrific town residence.
30 Love. Tennis, anyone? We're in Wimbledon Avenue, Philip, in Elwood. In Wimbledon, you're going to be doing the 11:30 auction. You'll be making your way from North Melbourne to that one. Take us through it.
Stunning penthouse-style apartment, Gary. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 2 car parks. A great building and obviously the most fabulous address.
You'll be racking up a few Ks on your leased Range Rover, Philip.
That pretentious leased Range Rover
of Mr. Joe Average. That's at 1:30 p.m.
Which reminds me, given the fact we can always beep it out, but do you know what the difference between a Range Rover and a porcupine, Gary, is?
Yes, I do know, Philip. The difference of the porcupine is the pricks are on the outside.
There we go.
Philip, Rob Roy Road is in Malvern East, 1:30 p.m. This is a great opportunity, land value.
And what a great name for a street, Rob Roy. I'm thinking, Gary, of dressing up as a cowboy.
I think you should.
That.
Fair enough. Do you want me to dress up as an Indian, Phil? I can hide behind the tree.
That's as many as 6 bedrooms,
Throw darts at you.
3 bathrooms, plenty of off-street car parking, but a great opportunity for a house to renovate or an investment or, of course, a golden land opportunity.
1:30 p.m. that one, Philip. That's a ripper and will be popularly yours. Been handling that. At 2:30 you're going to be in Dandenong Road in Armidale with Leon. Have a look at this terrific property. What a great look.
Well, we love Dandenong Road because we just do so well there, and that's got all of the bedroom accommodation you want. It's got polished timber floorboards.
2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms.
It is a stunning property.
Phil, Ocean's 11 was a good movie, but this time we're in Ocean 6. 6 Ocean Street in Ormond. Rounds up
It's a nice day, Gary. I have got the most fantastic kind of pale blue suit, which is the same colour that in Ocean's 11 Brad Pitt wore.
Is that right?
I thought I'd share that with you. What a stunning house on a stunning parcel of land on an elevated street, and we love Ocean Street. 4 or 5 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, plenty of car parking. That is the most immaculate family home.
And you can enjoy the ocean in hot Ormond, Philip, because that is a hot suburb. We have triple auction action on Sunday, Philip, because that Ocean Street being Saturday till close. We're going to start off in Balaclava Road. Leor's selling this oversized apartment, I'm happy to say, Phil. I know this block well, as you do.
A great location in Balaclava Road, 3 bedrooms, which is always hard to find, 1.5 bathrooms, a car space. That is a terrific property.
I'm a tragic lover of Elstwick, Philip, all things Elstwick, having spent most of my life there and looking forward to spending a bit more time at the auction at 10:30 a.m. in Ross Street that Adam's been handling.
Well, it's a short stroll from here, Gary, to Glen Huntley Road, and the train station's at your doorstep. 2 bedrooms, 1.5 bathrooms, off-street car parking for a couple of cars, lovely timber decking. Love that property, great location.
Some nice period features there, Philip, old and new coming together so beautifully. Sheffield Street is where you kick off on Sunday, Philip, at 10:30 a.m. Oh, this is a terrific looking house, and Lemore and Nikki, that dynamic duo.
And what a dynamic duo they are. 2 or 3 bedrooms, Gary, 1 bathroom, car parking there in abundance. It's a great property and beautifully renovated.
I wanted to buy in this block at one stage, so I've always loved the architectural merit of this block. It's a real beauty.
We know this development well, Gary.
Great apartment when they were, or units I should say, when they were built. I remember thinking they are just fantastic. 8 at 649 Inkerman Road.
And a great location there, Gary, between Kooyong and Hawthorne Road. 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, double lock-up garage, and you're absolutely right, Gary. They always go well there.
Nothing hotter than land at the moment, Phil. 6 Merton Street is a street where there's hardly any land left because all of them have been developed. But this is one of the dwindling last few opportunities. Number 6, you're going to be auctioning that with Adam.
697 square metres of prime Caulfield Northland, Gary, with a lettable home, obviously, but we do know the competition will be thick and fierce for that property because Merton is a brilliant street.
Yesterday's sales meeting, Leon put up his hand and said to the team, if you've got a buyer looking for a great investment, I think I've got one for them in Arnott Street in Ormond. This is real really going to be good value, Philip. We're talking about 8 to 880.
2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, off-street car parking, big back garden, polished timber floorboards, modernised throughout. I think he's absolutely right.
12:30 on Sunday, the same time as 32 Teak Street, which you're going to be auctioning together with Glenn Bricker as the handling agent. Take us through it.
Well, this is the most magnificent property, Gary. Beautifully renovated throughout by the current owners. This is the property with everything, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, double lock-up garage. It is quite stunning.
Caulfield South, Philip, is hitting new heights all the time, some of the prices that we've been seeing out here now. And you never know, it might be another record set here at Larch Street, because this is a terrific looking place.
Check out this, Gary. This is a 3-level property and at an address that we absolutely love. Larch Street is well located. This is 4 or 5 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, a double lock-up garage. It's brand spanking new.
For those oldies amongst us, you would remember Marlboro Country, and that was the place that they used to advertise the cigarettes Marlboro from, Philip. And they used to have cigarette advertising.
And if you smoked Marlboro,
oh, you were tough.
You were a real man. You were a bit of a toughie.
Yeah.
Not like you, Gary, because I remember you used to smoke Alpine.
I did, menthol. I liked Alpine. And I liked all those. I liked that whole.
You thought every time you drew back on that, you were part of the whole Scandinavian mountain experience.
I was yodeling. Go on, take us through Marlboro Street.
Well, what a great home, Gary. 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, double lock-up garage. That home is completely stunning and in a brilliant location.
Phil, 4 Los Angeles Court, Ripon Lee. Now, how about this for a great property?
We are just the biggest lover of this street. And viewers, if you're not interested in property at the moment, but happening to watch this show just to see what's going on, if you want to see probably one of the most beautiful streets in Melbourne.
And this house has been in a few movies, Philip, with some very well-known actors that you like.
Well, Gary,
we're going to roll them on the screen now.
I've got to tell you, not only is this Los Angeles Court, but this house is straight out of Melrose. I was in Los Angeles not so long ago, walking around Melrose, and you see this house, this style of house everywhere, which is kind of Californian bungalow, Spanish mission. And just stunning. 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, plenty of car parking, stunning home, but the street is incredible.
And the article, of course, showing the famous actor that I've lost my memory for a moment has been on the screen. What a fantastic property that one is. We're looking forward to auctioning that 3:30 p.m. Philip. Nothing much ever comes up in that street. A small little cul-de-sac. Phil, we finish off with our home of the week in Leopold Street.
Well, Gary, before you show this house in Leopold Street, right?
Yep.
How great is art?
Art is very good if you're a lover of art.
Well,
like you
Gary, everyone's a lover of art because
I love art.
No, because everywhere you go,
you're more passionate about it.
No, okay, I get that.
Yeah.
But art brings sunshine to the world. And because even if you know nothing about art, even if you're a peasant like yourself, you can still be visually inspired by the things that you see. Yeah. So before we talk about Leopold Street, I want to talk about the owner of this property, who is...
Before we do that, William H. Macy, that was the actor for Los Angeles Court. Great
Thank
actor.
you.
Back to here.
The artist, the owner of this home, is an accomplished artist with a track record of selling her art right across Australia.
Yes,
and it has been featured in magazines and I believe on television shows.
Yes, indeed.
And that artist is Ali McNabney Stevens.
You got it right. I'm just going to get the name right.
I know this is going to be difficult for you, Mr. Cameraman, but just bear with me because I am going to get one of her canvases.
I'll just go and set his camera here and just say Phil's doing something very exciting now. He's just on his way to get some art.
Now, check
this out.
Check this out.
Element of surprise.
Is this working for you, Mr. Cameraman? Can you actually see this, Gary? No, you can sit in front of it because when you sit in front of this painting, you look so much prettier.
And when it goes up a bit and covers your face, it looks even better.
Now, I've got to tell you, so can you see my face, Mr. Cameraman?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. So, I look like Digging Knee. I look like Digging Knee now.
You look like the guy from Fantasy Island.
This is the segue to talk about this incredible property in Leopold Street, Gary, because you walk around this house and this house comes to life because of all of this art. But even if this house had no art in it, Gary, it is a piece of art in itself.
It is cool.
Because it's virtually a brand new home with the most incredible polished concrete floors.
I would say better than you, Phil, but go on.
It's the most incredible family home on a beautiful parcel of land on the western side of the street, which means that swimming pool deck area, our fresco area, is all facing to the west. Now, Mr. Cameraman, I'm going to put this away now. Now, Gary, what I'm going to try and do at the auction at Leopold Street this weekend, the owner of this home is going to be watching GPTV on Tuesday evening, and what I'm going to suggest to the owners of this incredible house is that we throw a painting in with the sale.
Wow.
Now, that might get no might get no traction with the owners.
Certainly would. Could only encourage buyers. Though,
Exactly. So I'm going.
This is the vendor's own art.
This is the vendor's art.
And it's beautiful.
What do you think I was showing that piece of art for?
Yeah, well, I just,
Anyway,
sort of took me a while to
if you're
catch on.
interested in some of Ali McNabney Stevens' art, give me a call. I'll put you in touch with the artist, and hopefully,
You're not taking a commission,
we can take a 30% introduction fee.
Fair enough. Sounds like a good
Actually,
plan.
viewers will happily do it for free. Gary, big weekend, big week.
Monstrous. Summer is
Big
sizzling,
year.
Philip. Summer's sizzling. There's so much going on, and we've still got another week of GPTV, another week of auction. Well, there's some auctions after this weekend, but next week's could be our last episode.
Marathon episode, viewers. Sorry to take so long, but we're just loving 2016.
So much happening, and we will look forward to bringing you the news next week for probably possibly our final week. We might have another one after that. We'll see how we go. So we've always got something to talk about, but we will bring you the news at GPTV. I'm Gary Pearce.
I'm Philip Kingston. Have a fabulous week.